Hey, what's going on, Smitties? It is Patrick here, and today I'm going to be telling the story of how I recently acquired a concussion. Now, just a quick note before I get into that, I didn't upload a video yesterday, and that wasn't my fault. My reasoning: YouTube was messed up yesterday, and for some reason the videos just weren't processing. I was talking to a couple other commentators; they said they had the same problem. Which kind of sucks because that officially breaks my upload streak of like 320 days, but I'm not going to count that as broken because that wasn't my fault. I had a video ready to upload for you guys, and it didn't upload. No, anyways, moving on, what I want to talk about today is the ultimate, no, dude, that's been in my head. The story of how I got a concussion. So about 10 days ago now, I was playing in a football game and I got a blow to my head, which I got a concussion. So little backstory. We were going into that football game that whole week. We knew we were going up against the best team in the league. They're kind of our rivals. We do this thing called the Turkey Bowl, which is like our Canadian Thanksgiving, big football weekend. And, they have won the championships like the last 5 years. So they're a really, really strong team, really good coach team. We knew that it was going to be not a very good game for us. If we played amazing, maybe we'll beat them, but most likely not. So we went into that week, we got to practice really, really hard, do anything we can. And practicing hard in football involves a lot of hitting. Now, I'm a linebacker, strong side, or outside linebacker on the strong side. That probably doesn't register with a lot of you guys. But anyways, yeah, so I'm a guy who does a fair amount of hitting. And throughout the week, I had a lot of head pain, like just hitting, practice every time I made big contact, my head hurt. But I figured, that's kind of normal with football and that just happens. So going into the game, I don't really know when it happened. It was sometime in the first half, like about 15 minutes in or so. And I can kind of remember it like I was going down the field. Saw a guy, I was like, I'm gonna blow this kid up. He saw me, he's like, I'm gonna blow this kid up. And we had a pretty good thud, both of us. I mean, no one knocked each other over, but he certainly made my head hurt quite a bit. He rung my bell. And that is the play I think that happened. After that, I was pretty fuzzy, pretty woozy, but there's something that like I vaguely remember another play that my head hurt even more, but I don't know what happened. And it's like it's there, and I'm kind of thinking because it's so faint that maybe that was the play that did it. But either way, I did take a pretty big hit in the first half, and I did play the rest of the game. It was a really, really weird experience. I didn't know I was concussed. I didn't even really register, but I was really foggy, and I was really like I didn't realize that I was playing a football game, if that can make some sort of sense. So like we'd let points in on them. I was like, oh, cool. Okay. Time to go off the field now. It just really like, I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I had all my instincts. So I knew my plays. I knew what I was supposed to do. Coach called this play. I'm like, okay, I do this. Cause he has like his hand signals for the plays. But I like if I had been told like, okay, you got to play this position because this guy's new and it was something I didn't really know and I had to learn on the spot, I would have known what I was doing. Everything I did for the rest of the game was pretty much instinct. So that was that. We end up losing like really bad. Actually, our offense, for you football fans, our offense didn't get a single first down, so that shows you how bad we did. I'm on defense though; we did okay, but it's hard to win a game when you can't score points. Anyways, so after the game, we go home, and I'm like really, really tired, really messed up, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I just felt really tired. I had a headache, but that's normal after a football game as well. So I'm like, whatever. And a couple of my friends wanted to hang out and their girlfriends. So we ended up going over to their house. We were drinking a little bit and, I was like, screw it. My head hurts so much. I'm just gonna, enough to numb the pain, I guess, pretty much. So that night was that. And I go, back to my girlfriend's house and I wake up the next day and I feel awful. Like I feel like the most hungover I've ever felt in my life. It was bad. And I was like, what happened? Like, I think I had maybe like 3 drinks the night before. So like, I really like not like I hardly drank any, right? Like a responsible amount, and I drank water after it, and I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I felt like I was gonna throw up all day. I had the worst headache of my life, and I was like, what is wrong with my body? Like, I didn't understand. I thought it was totally from drinking, but I didn't understand why, because I didn't really drink much. So that day goes over. Next day I go to school, and all day I still have a headache. I'm like looking at screens, feeling like I'm gonna puke. And suddenly, 2 days later, I finally think, gee, you know what? Maybe I have a concussion. It didn't register for like 2 days that possibly by some chance I have a concussion. So I was going around for 2 days thinking like I'm just incredibly hungover and just like tired from the game. And it turns out I did have a concussion. I got checked up by my dad, who was a doctor. He said, yeah, you definitely have a concussion. And it was bad, man. It was bad. What I kind of like these past like 7 days or so that I've just been, kind of living life with it. I've been like laying in my bed doing nothing. Apart from like making videos, but that's like the one, like sometime when I'm like, all right, I rested up, I can, I have like an hour of time I can do something, I make videos. And like concussions are actually pretty serious, and I never really believed them. I was like, because a lot of guys on my team, they get them and they're like, oh yeah, I'm good to go like 4 days later. But with me, it's been like, 9 days and I still feel awful. So I think I have a pretty bad concussion. I really want to play this weekend because it's going to be like my second last game. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, Patrick, you should like be tough and all that stuff, or you shouldn't play because you don't want to ruin your life. And I know, but it's like one of my last, like this game, my next week's game is going to be like the last fun game of my life. And it's like, man, I want to play, but at the same time, I'm really messed up. And that is the story of my concussion. So a little pro tip to you guys is, be careful with your head and all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know, guys. There's my concussion story. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you later. And follow me on Twitter. Peace out.